This is Daniel Stewart, 1495 Sports. I'm here with
Rail Ross.
And today we are talking about the Atlanta Dream, where something great just happened because of Caitlin Clark. The Atlanta Dream are now going to be playing at State Farm Arena for a couple of games. How do you feel about that?
I think that's awesome. My wife is a really big fan of the WNBA, and she's kind of brought me on as well. And so I know that their arena that they're currently playing is really small, and so the need to kind of use a bigger arena just shows really how big the impact of the WNBA is having and how much it's growing. It's really cool.
Well, how do you feel about the impact of women's basketball right now and the way that is growing? Because Caitlin Clark, once again, and all these different players with the skills, the level up. How do you feel about that?
I think it's great. I think it brings more awareness to women in sports altogether, also to the sport of basketball altogether. I think it's awesome. I look forward to kind of to see how big it goes, how big it gets. It's pretty awesome.
Let's talk about Coach Tanisha Wright. It's been said that she has very intense practices, and I believe that's a great thing. How important do you think it is to have a good coach in the WNBA?
I think it's important because one, there's still a lot of resistance to the WNBA, and I think that having a good coach that will kind of facilitate a culture of tough skin and enduring things.
Not to interrupt you, but did you know that she's also a player's coach? She played in the WNBA. How do you feel about that?
I think that that's also important. There's a level of connection and understanding that comes from someone who's already been a part of whatever it is, particularly in this case, the WNBA. And so there's a level of relativity that is there that I think is invaluable. So I think it's awesome.
That is great. Another question for you. We have a lot of returning pieces coming back to the Atlanta Dream this year. How do you feel about the chemistry and teams having chemistry, and how do you feel that will impact the game this year as far as like winning it all?
It's important. I think that is very important. Chemistry is everything. I think that throughout many sports and many championships and playoff contentions, chemistry is often a deciding factor. And so, keeping that in mind and making sure that your key players that you have, that they can connect with everyone else and there's a strong, positive chemistry I think is really important.
Let's talk about veteranship. And we have a veteran of Alicia Gray. She's won the Olympic gold medal. She's been playing for about 8 years plus. How important is it to have a veteran on your team?
That's also important, I think, for some of the similar reasons, like what I said about having a player's coach. There's just a level of connection and relativity that just, it works out really, really well to have that as a part of your group and as a core of your group. It helps with the resolve of the team. It helps with just enduring some of the times where maybe the stretches where things aren't great, whether it's incremental like a game or a stretch of games where things aren't going great. That veteran presence, it makes a world of a difference, I think.
So when things aren't going great in the game, it's really good to have a veteran presence. We're here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Daniel Stewart for 1495 Sports. We're talking about your team, your home team, the Atlanta Dream. Until next time, I'm out.